What up, everybody? I'm your host, JP, and this is my co-host, Josh.
Hey, everyone.
Welcome back to another episode of the FilmBros podcast. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome. Thank you for being here to go ahead and have conversation with us about the new things that are happening. We got a few some really big things for Josh to want to talk about today. So I'm going to start off easy, and we're going to go ahead and, lube it first before we give it to him.
Don't say that. Wait, but before we get into the news, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
Today's episode is sponsored by ZippyStream. If you are wondering how we make money to run our podcast, it's all because of this innovative platform. Here at FilmBros Podcast, we absolutely love using ZippyStream. It's the easiest way to convert listeners into an email list, but best of all, they find us sponsorship so we can keep making money doing what we love.
Suppose you're also a podcaster thinking about starting one. ZippyStream will help you find and manage your relationship with brands that are relevant to your audience. If you want to learn more, contact us as soon as possible. Everyone that signs up this month will get to claim £10 as a joining bonus, which is around $12 or something like that.
Just reach out to us by email or social media DMs, and I'll put you in touch with the guys at ZippyStream right away. Now back to the pod. Started off with the first topic. We're going to go into video game category. Microsoft signs a deal with Nintendo, a 10-year deal for all Call of Duty exclusives. Right before the acquisition that the court date for their acquisition that's supposed to be going on, because they wound up buying Blizzard. Blizzard is the one who develops Call of Duty, and somebody said, this deal doesn't seem right. Probably PlayStation sent an anonymous tip like, hey, they're going to keep us out of the deal kind of thing, so we need to try to not make it an exclusive Xbox thing, kind of make it look a little funny. But Xbox gave it a big old fuck you and decided to sign with Nintendo for 10 years. I'm just like, man, really? Nintendo over PlayStation? You know how many more people who's going to buy a Switch just to play Call of Duty on there?
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good idea. Like, I want to Switch, but not that badly to play COD on it. Like I'd still, it depends on if their content gets better, I guess, because I know Modern Warfare 2 was probably the last one before the acquisition, and I don't think we're gonna get any more for PlayStation.
Yeah,
but the other ones didn't appeal to me either. Like, I didn't care for Cold War or any of the other ones, so
no.
Why would I care that Nintendo's getting them? So good for you if you're a Switch player, I guess, but this doesn't sound like the win they think it is.
That's what I'm saying too. It doesn't sound like a win. Now, granted, they did say they were cutting back on the titles that I think they're going to be putting out instead of I think they were putting out 3 per year, that they're going to try to put out 1 every single year instead of putting the 3 or the 2, which is really good because Call of Duty, in my opinion, Call of Duty was pumping them out so quick it just didn't make any sense. You know what I mean? You got, what was it? You had Cold War, you had Vanguard right after Modern Warfare. You know what I mean? They just keep coming out and they try to make you push on to the next, and it's like, nah, where you can't be 2K. You know what I mean? 2K does that, Madden does that. Those are sports video games, and yeah, you could say that Call of Duty is kind of like a sports game now with esports and stuff like that, but I don't think those many games need to be pumped out, because there's only so many stories you can tell when it comes to an army story. You know what I mean?
I feel like they're just chasing themselves in a circle at this point. They did World War II and then they did Vanguard. Is that not the same era? I didn't play them, but
and they put modern guns in Vanguard. That's the funny part to me.
Yeah, see, so it's not doing them any favors. I wish they would take it back to the future. How they did with Infinite Warfare, things like that, like Black Ops 3, where you had the mech suits, or not the mech suit, but
what, you liked Infinite Warfare?
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I like the
one of the few we found.
What do you call it?
Go ahead and roast this guy.
The mechanical.
Go ahead and roast this guy.
The mechanical suits that they wore.
Yeah.
Like I like that, and then I liked in Black Ops 3 or 4, I forget which one it is, where you get to choose your class and it's like a specific person with this specific ability. So like I wish they would go back that route instead of trying to retell stories that they already told.
Damn. I kind of want to dig into that a little bit. So you think that because a lot of people hated those games. Now, I understand it's not Call of Duty like how they want it to be, because they wanted to be kind of like Modern Warfare all the time. You know what I mean? Grounded, able to shoot people, whatever. And then Advanced Warfare kind of tilted into kind of like Titanfall territory, right? Like, being able to wall run and double jump and do all these crazy shit that Titanfall was doing at the time, and Titanfall was a hit. I didn't personally play a lot of Advanced Warfare. I didn't hate it, but it just wasn't like the story for me wasn't good enough for me to finish it, if that makes sense. But Kevin Spacey was in it. That's the only good part for me.
Yeah, he was in it. I don't know. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a nice spin. Like if you remember, or I remember the Call of Duty games on PlayStation 2, and those were war games too. So they were like World at War and all those other ones. So like,
yeah,
I think if they're gonna try and be original and make the story fluid like they tried doing with Black Ops, then okay. But like to retell old war stories, like I don't think we need to see that again.
Well, to be fair, I did like, what was it? World War II, the new one that had recently came out. World War. World War. I don't know. The recent one that came out like that one was pretty good. I like the original one that came out on PS2 as well. So it was kind of a nice little like, child in me being able to replay it again. Get in the trenches, do all that stuff.
I know Call of Duty is like a big franchise, but they should really what they should do is make a game, take all the good things that worked about it and all the game modes, and just stuff it into one, and then update that, for whatever guns and stuff. But they don't do that because they're trying to milk the shit.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're gonna finally do. I think they're gonna start putting more attention to like their war zone, and that's why they put proximity chat. I still haven't played the new Call of Duty because honestly I was hearing mixed reviews, and if it's not as great as the first Modern Warfare, I'm like I don't want to taint that image. But like that's what they're trying to do, I guess. But it's I don't know.
It doesn't work out, and like they could do a lot better, because I mean, if one fan or if anyone hears this from them, I mean, all I really care about in Call of Duty is search and destroy. I like search and destroy, and then I like the fun game mode. So like capture the flag is a good one. I like that one, and then I like prop hunt. I'm a really big fan of prop hunt, and it sucks that a lot of them are just, they'll have it for a little bit and then they'll take it away. Like I think that was one of my big things about World War II. I really liked the maps, and I liked prop hunt. I like the boat map and then the sandbox. Like they should do more of that to keep players interested instead of just pumping out new things.
Another thing too, they need to put zombies in every single game. I think that they should have done this a long time ago. They should have been smart about it. Maybe since Modern Warfare. They should have put zombies in Modern Warfare, and kind of like what they were doing with Warzone, kind of just updating it as time went on. Every single game gets, zombies, the new ones that come out, and, you kind of update it with the new guns and maybe a new story for the, zombie mode or something within that game. Keep updating, give people incentives, because, like, they did that with Vanguard, I think, and made people buy it only because they wanted to have zombies. But it's like, I'm not gonna buy this shitty ass game just for zombies either.
Even then, I heard the zombies wasn't like fun. You know what I mean? Like,
okay,
I know
so it was still bad.
Yeah, I know people complained about BO3 zombies being complicated and like full of Easter eggs. Like you got to do this and that just to get to the pack-a-punch and stuff. But like, I think that's part of the fun. Like you have to survive, and then you have to see how far you go just to get there.
Get the Easter eggs, all that shit, yeah.
And like even when we would play like BO4, like I like playing on the Titanic. That's cool.
Yeah, zombies is fun when it's not pointless. You know what I mean? When you're going for something. If you're just wanting to just kill some time and kill zombies, I mean, I guess that's cool for a little bit, but I want a goal to get to. You know what I mean? But I mean, still has to be. I just gotta say, a 10-year deal with Nintendo for Call of Duty games, that has to be an L. You would have made a hell of a lot more money if you would have made a 10-year deal, exclusive deal with PlayStation. People would have been buying an Xbox or a PlayStation just to play Call of Duty. It would have been better.
I don't think this is gonna jump the sales in Nintendo stock as they think it will be. Because like, the Switch is cool, but like, if I'm being for real, I would go cheaper and just get like the one that I can play by myself. You know, the Lite or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Like that would be fun for me, because I don't think now that they made it portable, that would be the only reason. And even then, like, who's getting on Nintendo to play these games? You know, you could play
10-year-olds, 12-year-olds.
You got better things to play. Like this doesn't make me want one. You know, I still want one just to play like that Marvel one. I can't remember what it's called. The one that
the Ultimate Alliance 3.
Ultimate Alliance 3, and then like obviously Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, because the Mario Kart actually, they've been updating it. Like they've been putting up new maps.
They put a new whole pack DLC recently.
Like every other month they put one down.
Yeah.
So it's like they should keep doing that instead of trying to invest.
Mario Kart's doing smart. Yeah, they're doing
instead
that.
of trying to invest in things like this, because I don't think it's gonna work out the way they think.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Good luck, Nintendo. That's gonna be crazy. You know who could sign a deal with PlayStation though? That will make them a bunch of money. It's crazy. Blumhouse themselves, the makers of Split, Megan, The Purge, like all these movies, is making their own video game department called Blumhouse Games. Now, I know what you're thinking, because I thought about it too. Not a lot of games, or at least movies that turn into games, translate all too well. Not like how, when compare Marvel Spider-Man to like the first Spider-Man game, you know what I mean? The one that came after the movie. When games come after movies, they usually don't turn out 100% well, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So well, I don't know if it's going to be like that, or if they're going to actually have developers focus like on, you know what I mean? Like on the games and actually put out quality games.
Yeah, that's not, well, I don't know. It depends, because some of them are hit and miss, and some of them hit and some don't. So like you said, Spider-Man. So when the first one came out, I remember that one. They were supposed to be tie-in,
Yeah.
So like Toby's Spider-Man technically fought Vulture, and then he fought Shocker,
Yeah.
And then in Spider-Man 2 was a big hit, and then they fumbled with 3. Or if you want to look back at the Amazing Spider-Man game, that one did well, and then the second one fumbled the bag. So like I don't think they're gonna. If they're smart, they won't do a tie-in thing. They'll just make their own stories and then get crazy with it after that.
Yeah, and expand on like the movies or something. That'd be crazy. Like if they make a Purge game, bro, I'm slaughtering everybody. Everybody dying in that game, bro.
That's just GTA, man. That's just GTA.
What if they do something like that? That'd be crazy. A Split game where you gotta take down James McAvoy's character or something. I don't know. As long as it's something good and the games come out with quality, I'm actually interested in this. And it's crazy because they're gonna put it out on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. So
that's funny. Okay,
what?
So I googled it, and Blumhouse is the one that's doing the FNAF movie.
Yeah.
So
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, FNAF. So like I think I see the vision. If they're doing that, because it's already a game. So like maybe instead of the creator trying to struggle to get these games out, because side tangent, but he was having a lot of creative differences because they tried to cancel him in his last game.
Yeah. So
the game didn't turn out as well as it should have. Like there's a lot of things in the story that should have been like completed and stuff. Like it looks like the game is trying to hide something else within it, if that makes any sense.
Like something weird?
No, not weird, but like you can tell it's tampered with. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like you can tell that they had an idea, they strayed away from it because he was getting canceled, so it ended up being this final product, kind of like the Justice League. You know
so I mean? they basically reworked it.
Yeah, they try to work it, but there's a bunch of bugs and stuff that show you that clearly that there was something else meant to happen in the game.
Yeah.
So like maybe instead of that, he could partner up with these people, push out games like that, because then he gets creative freedom over the stories he wants to tell and stuff. So I think the FNAF movie is what was pushing this idea ahead.
Okay. I mean, that's actually a good theory. And that could be true because that could kind of lead their way in from making movies and have tie-in games and stuff like that are actually made with, care
because
and stuff like that.
He's already doing it through books and stuff. Like, he's made books expanding on his universe along with the game. So, like, I think this is very interesting.
Yeah. It's going to be... It'll be an interesting move. And it's good that they are going to be making it for all kinds of, consoles. So, oh, man. I don't know. A Megan game? You get to play as a doll?
No, I don't think... I think scary games work better in first person. So, like if they do this, they just have to get creative.
Well, they do say it's going to be interactive, so these games are hopefully going to blow our minds, or it's going to be a short-lived thing.
I like that one. I was just telling you about the Quarry. That one's interactive.
Oh, is it?
It's kind of like a scary game meets like not The Last of Us. What is it? Detroit Become Human. So, like, you get to choose what you say and things like that.
Got you.
Work. So, like, interesting stuff, really.
I gotta look into that game then. You didn't put it like that earlier, but if that's how it is, I'll probably like it. I like those games. Very, very interactive. But hopefully, if we do get this, like I said, I just want the games to be shown with love and care. But moving on, we got one more topic on the video games. If you got anybody's excited for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Yes.
PlayStation State of Play said that they're going to be airing the first 15 minutes of gameplay and story on the State of Play.
Oh, hell yeah.
So,
finally, something like
February 23rd, anybody, out there wanting to know the date is coming out. It's coming up pretty
Thursday.
soon. Yeah, this Thursday. So, if you guys want to see the first exclusive 15 minutes of gameplay, right there, PlayStation consoles.
Damn, it usually drops around midday. I think I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna have to see it after.
Yeah. It's gonna be very interesting. I mean, Kevin Conroy's last time as Batman, and honestly, the trailers look pretty sick. So, these trailers and the animation and the gameplay that I seen makes me more excited than when they were showing off Gotham Knights and stuff like that. This is the game that I've been waiting for.
It's Rocksteady, isn't it? That's making this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, so they know how to market it same way they were doing with the Arkham series. So
damn, man, such a downgrade that happened with Gotham Knights, man. That's just crazy. But Kill the Justice League looks like it's picking it up.
It does look fun. Yeah.
It looks like it's. Oh my gosh, it looks great. Even that little clip that we got a few months back when they showed that Kevin Conroy was gonna be voicing Batman in this one. With the Flash and him getting his finger cut off and shit, that shit was funny. I was just like, man, I can't wait for this game. I don't know. Would you be mad if James Gunn had a hand in it?
Shut up. No, but I don't think so. I mean, why would he oversee games like that? This game was probably finished way before he even showed up. So
that's true. But you know what else James Gunn had a hand in? Probably the firing of Henry Cavill for sure. So, you like that segue? That was good. That was a good one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Continue.
Cool.
Continue.
We have heard from the man himself. Okay. On a Twitter post, nonetheless. A user posted under his little kitty picture that he put up, I think Saturday or Sunday. Basically asked him, and it's funny that he posts anything that's nothing DC related, and everybody just starts asking him DC questions, and here he is ready to answer every single one of them. I just think hilarious that is. But the user basically said, "Gotcha. I think there was some confusion. Being you said Superman Legacy was there before you and Pater came in." James Gunn basically responded saying, "It was. I was hired to write Superman Legacy over 6 months ago." So this was February. 6 months ago would be when? January, December, November,
September,
August. So he was hired to write Superman back in August. Now, I'm trying to think with all the scoopers and everything that was happening. A lot of people were thinking that this is kind of the timeline. People were thinking that Man of Steel was going to come into fruition. That's when Superman rumors were going out. You know what I mean? But we were hearing Brainiac and Henry Cavill's return, and nobody knew if it was real until The Rock spoiled it with his "Come watch Black Adam," what the hierarchy of power, blah blah blah. So after Black Adam flopped, it basically was. It was after that. Like right after maybe like the third week Black Adam was in theaters or whatever, James Gunn got hired and Peter Safran they were just actually announced. We don't know how long before that they were hired, but they were announced that they would be taking over the brand new DC studios. And couple weeks later, James Gunn put on Twitter again saying that Henry Cavill was not going to be reprising his role. Threw fans in a frenzy. Now this comment is throwing them back in a frenzy because they believe that he was already hired and James Gunn, in fact, did fire Henry Cavill. I don't think he fired him. I'll tell you my part. I don't think, because I know you're going to be very passionate. I'm going to let you have the floor right now. I don't think he was fired. I think the plan was to bring Henry Cavill back, and I think it all depended on how Black Adam did. I think it depended if Henry Cavill generated that hype to bring people in to buy tickets. But in hindsight, man, come on, dude. Like, you're gonna show Henry Cavill for 10 seconds. You think people are gonna want to buy a ticket for 10 seconds? You think that don't get me wrong, we love Henry Cavill, but you think that we're just here in our houses like worshiping posters of Henry Cavill that we're going to pay for a whole ticket to a movie when he's only in the last 10 seconds? Fucking ridiculous. So I'm thinking that they were hoping that it was going to boost up ticket sales, and if it did, the movie that he was writing was supposed to be for Henry Cavill. But because of it flopping, I think James Gunn was able to come out and say, hey, can we just go ahead and just change the actor altogether and we'll just redo everything? And I think that's what basically happened.
Nah, man. I think he fired him. There's no way. There's to bank this man's whole career on something that people were already iffy about way beforehand doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe that's just the WB brand doing shit like this, but no. I feel like he was guaranteed to come back, but then they were like, well, he's already writing this, so we can't have you come back. So James Gunn was like, well, you don't fit anyway. You're fired. So no contract, no nothing, no legal problem. He kicked him out.
So was he fired then?
Yes, he fired him.
You can't be fired if there's no contract.
Yeah, you can.
No,
if you had a verbal agreement with the head person and then they turn around and be like, oh, well, that never happened, that's basically stabbing him in the back. And in this case, he fired him off an agreement they said he had.
Yeah, okay, so you're holding on to that verbal agreement part. Okay.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, if I'm making something with my boss to be like, hey, we're good, right? Like, you're not going to, you know what I mean? And then they turn around and they're like, no,
we're gonna.
no, you're fired. Like, I know what I said, but you're fired. And I'd be like, what the fuck, bro? You said we were good. Like, I was Gucci. Like, I'm a B Superman. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I
fucking left The Witcher for this shit.
I think James Gunn really fired him. And, like, to see all this finally coming up and, like, people, like, he shot himself in the foot with this. He shouldn't have said what he said. He should have kept this shit under wraps. Because now, I know he probably doesn't give a fuck. He's going to chill by his fire with his fucking hardcore wife or whatever, but like, it doesn't make sense that he says this and then he decides that I know they're mad, but I don't really care. Like, it is what it is what his mentality probably is.
So you think that he's just doing this to troll and piss off Snyder fans?
Well, no, not that, but like, I know he wants to be engaging. I understand that. I know he wants to engage real fans or whatever of his whatever he's cooking, but like, he knows he has Snyder fans and like Restore the Snyderverse fans in his comments. So he should be careful saying what he's saying. So for him to just shoot himself in the foot like this, of course the people are gonna react the way they want, and then they're gonna start boycott WBD, hashtag fire Peter and Gunn, hashtag whatever else they got going on. Like, he should have been careful, and I still don't agree. I think he fired him. There's no way. 6 months in, that was way before Black Adam's release.
Yeah, 6 months was a long time ago. Like I said, and that's why I told you before, like, after the Suicide Squad, you think that WB wasn't having talks with James Gunn already? You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure Walter Hamada hired him. And they were going to basically have him run these or help them map out something, because I think, honestly, I think Walter Hamada was going to do this since he was there. And then after his exit and everything was kind of in limbo, everything was up for grabs, basically. You know what I mean? Because he left before the premiere of Black Adam. So everything was basically up for grabs. Dwayne Johnson muscled his way in to get Henry Cavill back into the suit, which was, his buddy way with Zaslav, and to try to get tickets for, people to buy tickets for Black Adam and eventually set up his universe. Then you had James Gunn trying to map out something with that Walter Hamada probably already had appointed him to do. I'm pretty sure he told him to write a Superman sequel, like starting from scratch. I'm pretty sure Walter Hamada didn't want him back from the jump. Zaslav wanted him because he liked his portrayal. And that's why he was kind of like sweet with, The Rock, and was like, okay, if you want to use him, I don't see why not. If it's going to boost up sales. Did not boost up sales. Like I said, I don't know what they thought was going to happen. Like, we're foaming at the mouth for 10 seconds of Henry Cavill. It was fine for one watch, but I'm not going to go back until it's on digital. You know what I mean? And so here we are now, a few months down the line, and then he decided to come out and say, hey, Henry Cavill's not coming back. Maybe Walter Hamada was supposed to make this announcement. Maybe somebody else was supposed to do it, but James Gunn probably had to do it to basically clear the air. I wish he would clarify whether or not it was the old regime or the new regime that kind of did it. If it was Walter Hamada, then because he said he was hired to write the new Superman script. So I'm assuming it had to do with Walter Hamada.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
is the timeline kind of connecting?
It makes sense, but that they were well out by then, weren't they?
What, at the 6 months? Well, yeah. If it was back in August, Black Adam didn't come out till when? October, right? So he was still there. He didn't leave until a couple weeks before Black Adam dropped, which was probably in November. So he was already hired to write Superman Legacy with the old regime, in my opinion. And so since that was the case, it had to be Walter Hamada who was like, hey, we're going a different direction. Well, this is the way that we're planning to go. We're going to have females front and center for a few movies. That's why he was leading up with Sasha Calle and them. And then eventually move on to bring Superman in and reintroduce him in a different way. You know what I mean? Kind of take the light off of him for a few years and then bring a new Superman into play. I honestly, that's literally the best scenario I can think of in the way that, the events kind of kicked off. And I'm not trying to defend James Gunn, because if he did fire him, he's a low down, dirty ass dog, because that's honestly is really fucked up. The verbal agreement part is, in my opinion, something that had to do with Cavill's bad management too, because how dare the manager say, hey, you're going to be a superstar again. We got a verbal agreement. No. If it's not on paper and I can't sign that bitch today, there shouldn't have been a deal. But he took it under good faith because, maybe The Rock was hyping it up at the time, because Cavill's managers are The Rock's managers as well. And basically was like, nah, dude, it's a done deal. Don't worry about it. Black Adam's fighting Superman, all right? Like, he probably told him, like, Black Adam's gonna whoop. He probably said it in the way The Rock says it. Oh, I'm gonna kick that ass, or whatever the fuck, however The Rock says it. But yeah, that's what I think happened.
I don't know, dude.
If it makes sense and it's true, I'm a fucking genius, and you're welcome for helping you guys piece it together.
Bro, it doesn't work. This isn't cool. This isn't anything that it frustrates me to talk about, because I already don't like this man, and for even thinking about him firing Henry Cavill, like my favorite Superman, like this is some shit. Like I already don't like this man. Now he's just shit getting worse. So like I don't understand, man. I can't. I'm pretty sure he fired him. There's no way. He wants to sit around and lie. That's up to him, but like I'm pretty sure he did. He saw that it wasn't working out. Everyone was already leaving, or being kicked out. He had to make the choice. He cut him off because he was trying to go somewhere else with it.
I think what we can agree is that he should have just not said that.
Pretty much.
He should have not said that at all. I mean, it is what it is. He's going to be getting the keys to the kingdom. It's going to change. Everything's going to change. The issue is, before that change, is that the last movie in the lineup is not looking too good, apparently, according to some test screenings, that people are walking out of Aquaman 2 test screenings, that it's that bad.
No. No, this is cap. There's no way. This feels like it's not real. Like this feels, I don't want to say sabotage, but my God, man, this doesn't sound good.
Okay. This one too, there's an explanation. The plot, Amber Heard, new DCU, this movie got torn to hell. It's going to be an abomination. It's going to be another Justice League scenario. The issue is that this one doesn't have free range to like flow into something else like how the Flash does, because the Flash basically is going to wipe away everything. So it can flow as long as at the end of everything it gets wiped out. You know what I mean? So they can do reshoots and rework it and do all that stuff, and it could still be a phenomenal movie, because at the end result, it still needs to reset the timeline. Aquaman 2 is probably having a little bit harder troubles because, well, how do you tell an Aquaman movie that's supposed to be grounded and more? I think in the beginning reports when they were doing audience test screenings that it was supposed to be him being the king and, you know, handling that and going with Orm to, you know, find, and these are just rumors, take it with a grain of salt, to go find something else. I don't remember the whole thing, but it was supposed to be a totally different kind of movie. Now we're hearing that plot's being changed in order to change course. You know, we hear Amber Heard went from a big role to a supporting role, a very small supporting role. And then James Gunn has the keys to a new DCU, so he needs to make some changes in order for it to work within his new DCU, because it's after the Flash. So this one's gonna have some trouble.
Oh my God, man! I wanted to like this movie. I like the first one. This sucks. This is probably the shit that people were talking about. Like you can't sell me these movies half-assed, dude. I won't enjoy them like that. Like as much as I like Black Adam, I can still acknowledge that it isn't the best shit. So like, just give me stop tainting my fucking movies, Gunn. Goddamn. Like I know this has to fit his vision. I know they can't do that. They are practically 10 months away now from the movie's release. They got to fast track however they're gonna fast track. But like, stop fucking with the thing. Like if you know it's gonna erase and you know this is like the last one before leading into where it's leading into, this should have been mapped out a long time ago, or at least sooner, so this thing doesn't happen. I really wanted to like this one. This is lame.
Yeah, man, it's not looking too good. I'm sorry, dude. It's not looking too good. And see, this is just gonna further fuel the whole, man, what's the point of even watching these movies? Honestly, I don't even see the point of watching these movies at this point. I mean, we'll see. Excuse me. We'll see how the Flash turns out. because, to be honest, like I said, the trailer didn't really make me want to go see it. But I hope that it comes out really good when, maybe if more trailers come out, if we see more cool shit. It was a lot of editing within that trailer. I feel like there was a lot of like cool shit that you could have seen, but you had to, slow things down or, to take it in instead of giving you a good little glimpse of it. You know what I mean? But that's just me. The Flash, knowing that it's going through a bunch of stuff, I'm not too happy because we're not going to see Cavill in there, stuff like that. So I'm not really too happy with this new direction. I'm hoping it's good. Like I said, it's just, I'm worried something, man. I'm worried, and this doesn't help my worrying.
I know. This isn't reassuring in the slightest. How can you want us to want to watch your piece of shit movies if you keep fucking with the ones that you want us to go see? Like, I can't, bro. There's no way you're gonna get me to see or give a fuck about the Authority and all this and that when you're fucking with the ones that you have to put out before you even get there.
I'm just more like, what is gonna do to my boy James Wan, bro? Like, he puts out good movies. He put out the first DC movie to make $1 billion. Okay, he put out *Malignant*. He made the Conjuring movies. He made the Furious 7. In my opinion, probably the hardest behind the scenes movie that needed to be made. You know what I mean? Like, he's a fucking legend, bro. Like, I hope this shit doesn't trip him up. I mean, me in my head, I'm like, oh, he's a legend. He's probably just gonna, take this one on the chin and keep pushing. But like, if it's as terrible as people say it is, where the people are walking out, they better not fuck with my dude's reputation, bro. They already fuck with Zack Snyder's reputation. I don't need them to fuck with James Wan's too, bro. That's crazy.
I don't know, man. I don't know. What if this is all just so he can go and play Lobo already? Like, what if people are like, that he's expecting that this movie to flop? Who cares? He's not gonna pick it up anytime soon. He'll be Lobo eventually. But like, you should still care. You should still be. I don't know, bro. This is all sad shit, and like these are my movies dying. Like, I was a big fan of these ones. Like, I'll talk about them forever, and it's frustrating because he's using them as stepping stones to try to build his empire, but he doesn't give a fuck about the shit he's stepping on. He's just like, oh well, we'll get there. What's a few broken eggs to an omelet or some shit? You know what I mean? That's a good little, not very good.
Eggs to an omelet, broken eggs to an omelet. That's crazy. Yeah, man. Not looking too good. Hopefully things change and it gets, turned around. Walking out of a test screening sounds crazy because you're invited to those things. Like, why do you even walk out? Like, just finish the damn movie. But people are just like, a free movie? I don't give a shit, bro. Fuck this movie. This movie's ass.
I've never walked out of a movie theater before. Mid-movie. So, yeah. I like this doesn't sound too good. And I know test viewings can change and stuff. They've changed for The Flash since its development. So like,
yeah, but every single test screening still scores high. Like, that's the crazy part. This is the one where it's like, it was scoring high in the beginning. But then now with all the plot changes and everything, like I said, Amber Heard being reduced, and a lot of people were speculating that's probably Amber Heard like not being completely kicked out. But I'm hearing a lot heavy rumors that it's more plot driven than Amber Heard.
People just need to let go of Amber Heard. She signed a deal. She's contractually obligated to get it to be in the movie.
Obligated.
You know what I mean? English hard, but like she has to be in the movie. They have to please. WB has to please her to a certain extent. Otherwise, she sues them for whatever. You know what I mean? So she has to be in it, whether it's this or that, whatever. She still has to be in it.
Nah, man. But they fucking dropped Johnny Depp from Fantastic Beasts 3 in a heartbeat. They could drop her too.
Not in the movie. It's not like he was filming.
He was.
No, he wasn't. Was he?
He was. He shot one scene and they fired him.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe then. But like Hollywood's gonna be Hollywood about it. But eventually, you just gotta take what you can. There's no way her contracts are probably bigger. Who knows? We don't know the details of it. I'm not coming to her defense. I'm just saying she has to be in the movie.
Nah, you defending
and
Amber Heard, bro.
And there's only so much that they can do before they're like, oh, she's not in it that much. You know, so like
That's true.
they got to pump it out eventually. But like that shouldn't be the reason. There's too many people in the movie to want to do that. Like I said it before. I'll say it again. It's not enough. 10 minutes. What's 10 minutes? You said it. What's 10 minutes to the grander scale? You know what I mean? So like,
damn, I did say that.
It doesn't make any sense.
I did say that. But still, Amber Heard deserves to not be there. Well, let's just make that clear.
Yeah, she doesn't deserve it, but I know she has to be.
Yeah. Okay. That for the story purposes, yeah. Okay. We can agree with that one. But we'll see what happens. Aquaman 2 not looking so good. Let us know if you guys are gonna still watch it, because that's gonna be interesting. Moving on, same thing. DC still smoking that bowl. Zachary Levi over here comparing Shazam to Deadpool. It's hard to be a DC fan.
You know, I face palmed for those that couldn't see it, but you know that meme where the dude is smoking the cigarette and he's like this.
Yeah,
I feel like that. Like I feel like I've been struggling for a minute. Zachary Levi is so, like, I know what he's doing. I know he's trying to get the hype and press release it so he can get this movie on his feet. And I read the quote. He doesn't mean like he's breaking the fourth wall or anything like that, but in the sense like he's not really connected, but he's supposed to be connected.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. Like, I don't know what it is. I think what killed him in Dead Water was his cancellation a few months ago, if you remember that.
Oh, the whole Pfizer shot or something.
Pfizer,
right?
the thing he said about the the COVID shot and whatnot, but like he's an anti-vaxxer, this and that. Maybe that shot him in the foot. Who knows? Maybe that just killed the hype for Shazam Dead in the Water. I still kind of want to go see it, but like he needs to shut the fuck up. He needs to stop talking and just promote the movie. Like he should talk about Shazam and nothing but Shazam, but not in this context. He should be hyping up the comics at least, or his portrayal, or what's going on with him after the fact. And then you have him just like months ago talking highly about James Gunn, like he's gonna keep his fucking job. Like if he's sucking dick to keep it, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't make any sense to me. This isn't a good look.
It's gonna be funny, like after the movie comes out, maybe like a month after, and then like James Gunn just tweets, "Oh yeah, Zachary Levi's not gonna be playing Shazam in the future." Like I would be like, because if you want to talk about the whole, "Oh no, bro, we ain't gonna," and then they did it, it's like, damn, because James Gunn literally was like, he's not denying it. He's not saying that he's gonna get fired, but at the same time, he's not saying like, no, he's not gonna get fired. You know what I mean? So
that's why he doesn't want to confirm it. He's probably waiting for Shazam numbers to be lit out. But like what happens when this stumbles and falls? You know?
I think it's gonna make Black Adam numbers.
I don't want. I hate everything.
You better go buy tickets.
I'm gonna buy a ticket.
I'm gonna buy a ticket. He says.
I'm gonna buy a ticket and then
depending on what it looks like.
Depending on what it looks like, I may want to go see it again.
All right. Do the trailers get you hyped?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. Like it looks good, and like I've said before, revolving around them, like it looks like they're trying to focus on him more, which is good because I think they let in the Shazam family way too fucking early, and then like I've said before with the Black Adam stuff, so like like they wouldn't have been able to keep up with him if that makes any sense. But he needs to learn to shut the fuck up. That's my thing.
Yeah, because he's been getting himself in some hot water.
A lot of these movies, they just shooting themselves in the foot. Like, I know Ezra Miller, and I know what I say about him, but like they still have only been charged with a few things. So, and WB says he's getting the help. So, I'm willing to push past that for the Flash. But a lot of these other ones, Aquaman 2, like, nothing. Just bad screenings. Shazam 2. Zachary Levi, fucking anti-vaxxer, talking his shit, saying dumb things like this, comparing Shazam to Deadpool. Like, what, though? Like, and we haven't heard a thing about Blue Beetle. We haven't heard anything other than George Lopez saying Batman's in it. He was talking shit to a comedian a few days ago, if you didn't see that.
Yeah, he was. I seen that. George Lopez be wilding.
He's wilding for that.
You would think like he'd be a little bit more humble.
Who knows?
Because like, you know, he was a Latino comedian coming up, and he's saying those things about another Latino comedian. I'm just like, nah.
Yeah, but like,
kind of
like
dirty.
he said that, and we haven't even gotten a trailer, and I think it's supposed to drop in a few months, like during the summertime.
Blue Beetle?
Yeah.
When does it come out?
June?
Nah, that's too soon.
No. April. It comes out this year.
I'm looking right now.
The point is, it's just we haven't.
Comes out August 18th.
Oh, August.
Oh, so we got a few months still. We still got a while.
So like it's just.
And it was supposed to originally be an HBO Max movie, so it kind of got bumped up to theater status. So I'm pretty sure they're kind of trying to spruce it up and do little things here and there to make it nice and shiny for movie theaters.
We need a miracle, and the man we've entrusted to bring upon the miracle, he's not giving two fucks. He's not giving two fucks about it.
I'm holding out for a hero.
And like whichever side of the spectrum.
Hey, don't worry, James Gunn is gonna come and save the day.
How about you let me finish my thought, man? Let me talk my shit. So like,
talk your shit, bro.
Whichever side of the coin you land on, whether you're for James Gunn or whether you're for the old stuff, you should have been in the theaters watching these movies, man. I'm just like I know I'm talking my shit, but I'm still gonna go. Oh, maybe I'll go see The Authority and shit like that. But like none of that really sparks much interest because he's doing that shit with the whole characters we don't know. But like, you should, if you're a DC fan, you should have been in the theaters watching these movies. I hope you continue to go see these movies. Like, you should have been there.
Look, I'm a DC fan, but you're not gonna get me to watch Black Adam again. Birds of Prey, I'm not watching that twice in the movie theater. What else? What else came out? Wonder Woman 84. Nobody was gonna do that. There was no way.
I think that one was straight released to that one suffered from being sent straight to the thing too.
It came out on both.
That's why. So like I'm just saying, you should have seen these movies, and if I really want to know
if they were good.
Like I wish I could fast forward. I wish I could just see these movies come out next year
and have your opinion already.
And not have my opinion, but see the things that see these movies flop too.
I really want to see if like James Gunn makes a believer out of you, and like you start praising DC again, and all DC fans rejoice and everything. Because I'm gonna pull these clips out. I'm just gonna put them on a tape recorder. And I'm just gonna listen to this, listen to that. But I'm just saying.
I don't shy away from being wrong. We talked about Black Adam flopping. I'm like, okay,
true.
Yeah.
No. It was hard for you to talk about it.
Well, yeah,
don't lie.
Because like you were poking fun at it every few seconds. Like you couldn't just let me cope and then talk about it. But like
cope.
But like I just want to fast forward because if he thinks the Snyderverse fans or whatever are a minority, let's see what happens when this quote unquote minority doesn't see his movies. You're gonna be losing millions of dollars. That's all I'm saying. And then what happens then? He shoots himself in the foot again. That's why I want to fast forward. If he somehow does it and he makes me a fan and I read these comics, because I'm not reading The Authority right now. Like, I know people are buying them out and stuff.
Look,
I don't give a fuck about that team.
In my opinion, he already fucked up. He fucked up. You want to know where he fucked up? He fucked up by not rebooting the whole fucking franchise. That's where he fucked up. He's gonna pick and choose what's gonna come out. Obviously, his baby Peacemaker's gonna come out. All that stuff. He couldn't let it go. And that's where his first fuck up was. So now he really has to deliver on what the fuck he's bringing to the table, because if he does it, that's 2 strikes already. That's already bad.
I'm just saying, his Superman movie better be everything he's talking about, because I see the shit he posts, and I'm like, oh boy, I can't wait for another Superman Returns. This is amazing. This better work. And I'm still gonna go see these last 4. Maybe if Aquaman ends up getting better, we'll talk about it then. But I still want to just enjoy these movies while they're coming.
It just fucking sucks that DC had all these ideas and plans, and all these, like, DC literally did some cool shit that they're not gonna be able to use again in the near future. Like, they're gonna have to not use it because they're gonna be like, oh, they're just recycling. You know what I mean? People are gonna call them out, but like, they're throwing it all away. It just sucks.
That's why they're not gonna want to. Actually, you bring this up, and there's a little bit of discourse on my side of Twitter. Maybe you see me tweeting about it, but someone said something about Darkseid being a easy villain or something like that, and I was like, easy? What do you mean by easy? And they were like, oh, he's a stepping stone to the grander things in the DC universe. And I'm like that might be true. The Justice League has kicked his ass up and down. He's beat the Justice League. It happens. But you give that man the anti-life equation, and it's a wrap. You know what I mean? Like, they don't understand. We're trying to underestimate him in that sense. And I'm like, well, Thanos is a menace. You give him the stones, he's clearing out the Avengers. Like, people don't understand that, and they were talking about that because that was Zack Snyder's whole thing, to bring in Darkseid and finish it up there. What is James Gunn gonna do? He's just gonna skip over Darkseid? Is he gonna go for the grander things? Are we gonna see a crisis on Infinite Earths? Are we gonna see all these things? Is he gonna map it out to where we get a huge crisis, or is he just gonna skip over Darkseid and then like it never happened? So it doesn't make much sense. They were talking all this shit, and I'm like, well, you're trying to treat him like a low-level threat when not really. He's beaten the Justice League several times.
It's not that he's a low-level threat. It's that James Gunn just can't use him again. Is that Warner Brothers shooting themselves in the foot again? Now, I'm not saying Zack Snyder's Justice League shouldn't have came out. It was a massive W. It was honestly, in my opinion, one of the best superhero movies ever to be fucking made. I wish I could have seen it in theaters, like, honestly. But they fucked up because they showed Darkseid. You know what I mean? If they would have just left it at Justice League 2017, you would have never seen Darkseid, and then they could have probably did that story with James Gunn. You know what I mean? But now James Gunn, like I said, they're doing a lot of cool shit, and they showed a lot of cool shit that he can't do or use because it's just going to be compared, dragged. It's going to be controversial. It's going to be this, that. It's going to divide fans again, and that's something he does not want, so he's not going to do that again. But yet he still continues to not reboot the whole fucking franchise. He wants to keep his wife and everybody employed, whatever. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You got to sacrifice something. But it is what it is. It is what it is. We'll see what happens. Zachary Levi wrote, just keep your mouth shut until Shazam 2 comes out, because to be honest, 100% probably going to do Black Adam numbers.
Maybe, yeah. Well, it sounds about right.
Sucks. Moving on, though, across to the animation department over there at Pixar. So, a Pixar executive, which, it doesn't really carry a lot of weight because he's in the boardroom and they're just looking to make money and the way that they're trying to do it. He basically, in an interview, says what he believes went wrong with Lightyear and what was the issue.
Yeah.
So his quote is this: "We've done a lot of soul searching about that because we all love the movie, we love the characters and the premise. I think probably that we've ended on in terms of what went wrong is that we asked too much of the audience. When they hear Buzz, they're like, great, where's Mr. Potato Head and Woody and Rex? And then we drop them into the science fiction film that they're like, what? Even if they've read the material in press, it was just a little too distant, both in concept and I think in the way that characters were drawn, that they were portrayed. It was much more of a science fiction, and Angus, to his credit, took it very seriously and genuinely and wanted to represent those characters as real characters. But the characters in Toy Story are much broader, and so I think there was a disconnect between what people wanted, expected, and what we were giving them. So basically, Buzz should have stayed a toy and not made into this whole science fiction, whatever. I don't know, man. I didn't think this movie was that bad. I thought the big deal was the fact that they had two girls kiss in the movie.
I don't think that was it either.
I didn't see what the problem was. It wasn't a bad movie. Have you seen it?
I've only seen it with my nephews. So like, not really. I haven't been paying attention to it, but I mean, I don't think it was that bad. This could have been fine, and then like, how can if you set the premise that hey, this is the movie that Andy saw in theaters that made him want the toy. Why would you got to be really dumb and really like upset that you didn't see Mr. Potato Head and all these other people? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like what if they decide to keep doing this route? Probably not, because you know they're talking shit about it already. But like what if they do one about Woody? You know, he was a TV show or whatever. What do you call it? Why don't they make a Western with him and then, you know, they go for there? But like, why would I, if I'm seeing this movie that in universe you say the kids saw and made them want that toy, why would I care to see Mr. Potato Head and Rex and the Piggy Bank and Slinky and all these other people? Like, why would I care for them?
Yeah.
That doesn't make much sense. If you're like, this is a Toy Story movie, and then you decide not to show Woody, Buzz, and then all those people we know, and then you're like, let's focus on these new toys, whatever. Then you have a problem. Then you're like, well, what the fuck? You said Toy Story, I'm expecting Woody and Buzz and these people. Like, then it's a problem. But this doesn't sound like a big deal.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with the movie or the premise. It was fine. I think the only thing that I was kind of like, oh, so he watched the movie about him trying to go into space and whatever. But Woody's thing was in Toy Story 2, if you remember, he was just a puppet, you know what I mean? And in a TV, and I was just like, oh, okay, well, I guess there's probably a difference, but I'm just like, that doesn't really fit within the world regardless. I would have thought, you know, it would have been a toy or whatever. But for what it was, I mean, I didn't go in there thinking, like, I knew what the concept was when I walked into this movie. You know what I mean? I wasn't going to be like, damn, I was fucking expecting toys. Where's the T-Rex? Why wasn't the T-Rex here? And stuff like that. It's like, it's supposed to be the movie within the movie that inspired the child. You know what I mean? And if this was the movie, then you take it as what it is. It's just a movie that, you know what I mean? It's supposed to be an action-packed flick, you know, that made him be like, I want to be that guy.
Exactly. Like I don't go see a fucking Superman movie and then complain when I don't see Batman. You know, like, that doesn't make much sense to me. So, like, he sounds like he's trying to cover the movie's ass, but for no unknown reason. It feels like he's trying to just shuffle it under the board, but it doesn't sound like there's a reason to. Did it flop? Did this movie flop?
It did flop.
Oh, okay.
But it was around the same thing. It was COVID time.
Oh.
It was around the time.
What the fuck, bro? Just blame it on COVID like everyone else. Like,
yeah, right. But and the reason why he kind of brought it up was because he was talking about Toy Story 5. He talked a little bit about it, saying that it will bring back the familiarity of the franchise. The familiarity of the franchise.
What is that? What does that mean?
Like, what the franchise was supposed to be about to begin with, Toy Story. That they're going to bring it back to where the roots. which, look, man. Like I said, they're just trying to promote it. They're trying to give a reason to put out Toy Story 5. They're trying to justify the fact that they're going to milk this franchise again, in my opinion. How do we get back to that after what happened in Toy Story 4?
Exactly. That doesn't make much sense unless they decide to reboot and focus on characters that we haven't focused on, new characters. But like the whole point of the first one was that, well, I'm really trying to study Toy Story lore. What the hell is going on? Like
that's where we're at. Toy Story's getting a saga, bro.
Well, like
all about family.
Well, the first one was about. Well, isn't the first one just about like friendship and shit like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
finding friendship in odd places. And
finding friendship and like your worst enemy or some shit like that. Because I know they were trying to be rivals and stuff. And then the second one, I can't even put it together what the second one was about. Like making new friends, I'm assuming, because Woody gets his arm broken and then left on a shelf, and then he gets
I think
stolen.
I think the moral of that one is like being lost and stuff like that, because you know how like Jessie didn't know where she wanted to be, and and Woody was trying to figure out whether he wanted to go with them or go back with Andy. You know what I mean? I think it was just like not knowing where your place is.
Yeah, and then the third one
was the goodbye.
Yeah, the goodbye.
That one was like the perfect ending. I don't know why they even made a fourth one.
Yeah, and then I can't even tell you what the fourth one's about. So, like, that doesn't make much sense when their premise is a little bit about family, friendship, and things like that. Because even in the third one, they didn't show much humans. They showed the gang and how their friendship is, you know, trying to move on from Andy's whole growing up thing. So, like for this to work, they would have to meet another kid and then go through all that. So I don't know what that means exactly.
Yeah. I just want to see the Andy from the first Toy Story come back. I don't know what the monstrosity was in Toy Story 3.
The adult Andy?
No, because in the beginning of Toy Story 3, you know how like it was crazy because we're in theaters when I remember watching this movie in theaters, and I was watching it, and like in the beginning, you know how they show him as a kid again, but he looks completely different than what he did in Toy Story 1. Obviously, animation improved and shit like that. So, but it was supposed to be him at his age because he was flying around in the hat and blah blah blah. And I was just like, damn, that looks nothing like how he looked in the first one.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't see it. But
well, rewatch. Just watch. Look, I'll show you the comparison later. But yeah, we could just look up pictures. But like the difference between the two, it's funny.
Oh yeah, okay. But like, see, so like we know they're milking it, but like this doesn't mean too much about anything because each one sort of has their own premise and meaning behind each story. So.
Yeah. And they could have improved upon it with Toy Story 4. I wouldn't have said it was unnecessary, but the way it came out, I would say.
It was only unnecessary because by the end of it, Woody ends up with Bo Peep.
Yeah.
And like they're supposed to be in love and stuff, which I mean, okay, toys can feel love for each other. We understand that. We know that. And like it's just
they're self-aware.
They've been self-aware. They just like it just doesn't make sense because where do you take that now? Is Woody still off doing whatever he is doing with Bo Peep? Does he meet up with the gang somewhere? Are the toys still with what's her name? Betty, whatever her name was?
Yeah.
Like this doesn't sound good.
Woody just out there living his life,
he
bro.
He just shows up like, "What's up, gang?"
Yeah. I broke up with Betty.
Like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I honestly, the best part of 4, in my opinion, was these two, the bears, Keegan and Key and Peele, basically. They were hilarious. Funny. But Toy Story 5 coming out, Lightyear getting a justification. It is what it is. But moving on to the live action part, we're hearing rumors that our boy Tom Holland is signed basically a secret deal. Nothing has came up until like yet. I'm pretty sure they're holding off on it still, but a 6 movie and TV show deal. So he would basically be Oh, my voice
My
cracked.
God.
Oh, Jesus. Oh my God. That it would. He'll basically be in Daredevil, Born Again, Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6, Kang Dynasty, and Secret Wars, and that he would be basically the main character in both Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. The leader of the Avengers, you may say.
He's going to have to do a lot of growing up then before this and then. Because this, I don't like that he's an Avenger. Like, I'm not going to go into the whole spiel because I could talk about what I don't like about Tom Holland Spider-Man for forever. But well, when I seen him, he was reliving his arc again, and then now he's doing whatever else in New York. So, yeah, he's going to have to do a lot of growing up between these movies just to get there. Cause I mean, the Avengers. Well, how would he lead the Avengers? They don't know him. Well, technically, they don't know him.
Well, he's gonna have to have time to meet and greet.
That's why.
Well, I mean, if they're sprinkling it, and if these rumors are right, if they're sprinkling him in within, Kang Dynasty, Secret War. I mean, those two are at the very end. My bad. Daredevil, Born Again. Obviously, he's gonna make friends with
Matt.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna have more cameos within the MCU to kind of establish that he's in the MCU. So, but Spider-Man making an appearance in New York with him, that would kind of make big buzz kind of thing. And all Spider-Man movies, if the deal is kind of like the same thing that they've been running with, there needs to be an MCU character in a Spider-Man movie. Like that's like their deal. If you notice, that's why Iron Man's in the first one. In the second one, Nick Fury's in there, and Strange in the last one, yeah. So,
yeah, I mean, I guess that could work. I don't really have anything much to say about this because I don't know what to expect. Not after the last 3 movies.
Now, do you think? Okay, well, what about No Way Home? Did No Way Home at least get you excited for his path?
Yeah. And then Sony decided to postpone it for however long. But if this is any news that they're doing it right, then okay. But till then, they're just gonna. I'm gonna have to really be, I'm still gonna be skeptical because, like I said, Homie had went through the same arc 3 times, so it's nothing too good.
Oh my God, get over it. No. Look, man, they were decent movies, okay? They were good. All right. Chill the F out, bro.
I'm telling you.
Chill the F out, bro. You're not going to tell me that you didn't like No Way Home.
I did like No Way Home.
You're not going to tell me that Far From Home was bad.
It was bad.
We're not doing this.
Okay, but that's what I mean.
So No Way Home did get you excited for his path then. So if that got you excited, at least we can hopefully, because I hope that he kind of grows. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I hope too.
I hope that he kind of becomes a little bit more hardened, because I mean, if they're gonna try to put him up against Kang, I haven't seen his portrayal yet, but I know he's gonna be a menace. We already know. I've seen the animated Avengers show when he came out in that one. I know what Kang can do. So Spider-Man's going to have to be kind of, I think, a little bit more built. Obviously, he's going to have to get lean and meaty and shit, and he's going to he has to play that part. He can actually do some damage against these people.
Yeah. He's going to he basically can't look like a teenager anymore.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is cool. Kind of exciting. I don't know how he'd be as the leader of the Avengers, but I guess we can wait and see. Yeah, because putting him up against Kang, he's gonna get his ass beat.
Yeah, because Thanos was throwing his ass around.
Exactly.
Fucking nothing, bro. Thanos was taking his hits and he was punching his ass. So, I don't know, man. It's going to be an interesting thing. But a lot of people were saying that it kind of makes sense because there is a rumor going around, too, that Marvel will bring back Iron Man within the MCU when it comes down to Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. But some executives are actually trying to say that he's not. I mean, I think it's cap, 100%. I think it's 100% cap. I think they will bring him back for Kang and all that stuff. Now, will he stay within the MCU? That's a question, for later on. Probably not. He probably won't stay within. But would it be cool to have Iron Man back? Hell yeah, bro. Like, they took forever. We've had Iron Man and Captain America for a little bit of time, and they just fucking threw him to the side. Kind of irritates me. So I hope that Iron Man comes through and shows up and shows out. And I hope they make him look a little bit more realistic. I hope CGI gets better and, they make him look realistic like how he used to.
Yeah, I guess that would be cool, but I don't know. I really don't want him back, if I'm being for real.
Oh, wow.
Like he had his time, man, and like for me it would be like, why? What was the point of killing him off then? Like, I know we're dipping into the multiverse and anything can happen. Now, if it turns out that he's this variant and he's superior Iron Man, then okay, that will sway me for sure. Because superior Iron Man is a goat.
You know what? Maybe it's just me thinking like, you know what? We have not been in a good spot with Marvel since Endgame. You know what I mean? And the people that made those movies and, made that universe great was Tony, him being weaved out throughout the, the phases, Captain America, Thor, he was butchered in phase 4, like I maybe, and that's just maybe that feeling where like, I feel, I wish we can get back to that because that's when I felt like the MCU was good and phase 4 has not been good so far. And hearing the kick start to phase 5 is not doing too well either is kind of weird. So I would hope that we get some kind of concrete characters like that because we saw Tony Stark go through like emotions, bro. We saw Captain America go through emotions. You can't tell me the Captain America trilogy is not like the best trilogy within the MCU. Like that shit is fucking clean. From the first one to the third one, Civil War, like that, those movies are amazing.
Yeah, they're probably my favorite too out of all of them. It just, I don't know. To see them back, it would be like, why? Like they would have to convince me, like not just multiverse shit. Like, oh, there's another one. Like actually convince me that why they need another one. Because I thought he was gonna show up. Well, I was like everyone else. I thought he was going to show up in Multiverse of Madness and be part of the Illuminati, Superior Iron Man or someone like that. But then they focused.
Too soon.
They focused it heavily on Strange and stuff, which is fine. It's his movie, but like I don't know if having him back is the right call.
Yeah, I mean, and I told you before, like I find multiversal shit to be a cheap way out. Like I don't like when they do that shit because it just feels like, oh, somebody dies. Oh, we can pull them from another multiverse or whatever.
Yeah.
But, and this could be that desperation where I'm like, man, I just want something good again. And the last time I remember, even when they said like Iron Man 2 was like the worst, one of the worst MCU movies and blah, blah, blah. I still enjoy Iron Man 2 way more than I enjoy anything in Phase 4. You know what I mean? Same thing with Iron Man 3 when everybody was saying that, oh, it's a terrible finale for Iron Man. I enjoy that one better than anything that happened in Phase 4.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, it's shit like that where I just wanted to get back to that. And, I mean, maybe they could do that with these new characters, but we haven't got to that yet.
Like, Iron Man 2 is my favorite. Like, I'll go on record and say that. That was my favorite out of his trilogy. Like, I like what they did with him. Like, the suits were great. Like, just before they started dipping into the other CGI and all that. So, like, that was my favorite. And, yeah, I would prefer to rewatch
Suitcase one is my favorite fucking suit I've seen.
Like, I will rewatch that over anything nowadays. Like, anything of the Phase 4 and all that other stuff. But, like, that's where I cherish him the most. Like, in that one, like he's cool. He goes through his arcs in Infinity War and Endgame and Civil War. He was kind of, how he was. And then Iron Man 3, I didn't really like the PTSD approach was nice, but like I think I preferred it where he was just this man running out of time, and then I like that they showed the connection with his dad and stuff. And I know this isn't about Iron Man 2, but like this is where I find him at his peak. And then like I think bringing it back would just it would be a waste. I don't see the point in him coming back. That's just my thing.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
well, hopefully we get to see him in one form or another. But one thing that kind of popped into my eye when he did say this this quote, he was talking about how new characters and new storytelling, and I'll read you the whole quote so you can kind of hear what he's saying. But he says, well, I think one of the meta narratives of Phase 4 was about new characters. It was about new people stepping into the mantles. If you look at like Cassie getting a suit, Kate Bishop, new characters being introduced like Jack and Werewolf by Night after these first 10 years of Marvel storytelling. Torches are being passed, like with Robert Downey Jr. no longer being on the table and stuff like that. So it was kind of like a new generation stepping to the forefront, which again has always happened in the comics. So one thing that kind of popped out was, besides the Robert Downey Jr. part, was Jack being introduced. Like him saying new characters within the MCU. Does that mean that we're gonna see him mingle with the other ones, and it's not just a one-off, little what was it called? What they call them? Special? Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we'll see him again. There's no way. Like they're setting up a lot on the mystical side of things.
Yeah.
So like, well, not just Strange and stuff, but like they have Blade coming through, and then Moon Knight,
Clea from Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah. So like all of them, like share a thread in the comics. So like I'm sure we'll see him again, talking to Moon Knight, Blade, all these people. They just don't know where to fit him yet.
Yeah, I always, the way they were kind of saying about Werewolf by Night was that it was supposed to be its own little separate presentation thing. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting how they try to put him into the MCU like that then, because I thought it was supposed to be separate. I mean, I guess I should have known that they weren't going to keep it separate. I mean, why keep popular characters from mingling from other popular characters? I guess they're not going to pick up from DC over there the whole Elseworlds thing until they see how they probably do taking a stab at it and shit. But yeah,
nah, man, the MCU doesn't do things without a purpose. So like I'm sure we'll see him again. And all that, and like I've been talking about Elseworld things for a minute, and for the MCU, like I want to see more movies. Like I wouldn't mind an Iron Man movie about the superior stuff. But
they did that with What If, and you didn't like it.
What If was bad. What If was so bad.
It was not bad.
They were basic story changes. Like I couldn't get with that. There is no way.
They gave you that, and you didn't like it. No, well, we're still getting a season 2, but you didn't like it.
That is just what they did, was change certain events to play out differently. This isn't like getting a superior Iron Man movie or something like that. Like that is something completely different.
We saw Thanos get ripped in half with one stone.
Exactly. That's a complete story change. That's not a movie. It's not a comic on itself. That's just tweaking one thing so they can see how it plays out. I want to see a superior.
It's a bunch of things.
I want to see
Ultron get all the stones.
I want to see superior Iron Man get his own movie. Things like that. Like that's the type of Elseworlds I'm talking about. Like how James Gunn has his universe and the Batman. Like I want the MCU, and then I want superior Iron Man or superior Spider-Man. Things like that.
Okay, I get you. But we're gonna be getting that with Amazon now that Sony signed that deal with them. So.
Bro, if they decide to dive into the superior Spider-Man story, that would be dope.
Yeah.
The whole concept of that, if you haven't heard about it.
Did you hear that? And it wasn't really originally planned for us to talk about, but did you hear that Henry Cavill is being eyed to play Britain Spider-Man in an Amazon?
I have not heard of that.
In an Amazon original?
No, I haven't heard of that.
Oh, it's a British Spider-Man or something. He's like super jacked. I don't know if you've seen him or you know about him.
No.
But we'll look him up later. But
okay.
Yeah, he's being rumored that he's being tapped in for that.
Oh. I guess it's not a big deal, but like what I was saying is that I don't know if you know anything about the Superior Spider-Man story, but Peter Parker dies, Dr. Octopus is dying, and then
the brain swap. Yeah, I know that one.
He has a brain swap with him. So like, if they were to adapt that, like if Amazon were like, yeah, let's do that, I'd be like, that would be dope.
That'd be crazy.
I would enjoy that.
That would be crazy. I'm still waiting to see. I know we got Alfred Molina to come back as Doc Ock, but I want to see another Doc Ock with like different arms and claws, like more kind of like they were teasing in Amazing Spider-Man 2. You know what I mean? More sleeker, more you know what I mean? More mechanical stuff like that. I want to see something like that, or like in the game where it's like nanotech, or you know what I mean? And I want to see a Doc Ock like that, like on the big screen. It's cool that we got him back from Spider-Man 2, all de-aged and shit, but I mean, I would want to see a new version.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Moving on, but you know what movie made a fucking killing? Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Over the weekend, its box office was at 2.5 million, and they only spent 100,000 to make this movie. Dirt cheap, bro. Took 10 days to film.
Mm-hmm.
Reviews are horrendous. I don't know if you were looking at the reviews. But they're kind of horrendous. But that didn't stop people from going to watch it because it came out on top.
The public domain is scary.
Yeah, that's why Disney's prepping for Mickey Mouse, because I think Mickey is going into the public domain this year or the beginning of next year.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they're prepping. They're already trying to figure out. Fun fact, I don't know if you knew this. Disney changes. You know how like the Mickey changes throughout the years? Mm-hmm. I believe that they do that because of the whole Mickey going to the public domain. So they keep updating it to kind of protect their like Disney brand, to be like, no, this is our Mickey. Like if you guys do a Mickey or whatever, that's your guys' Mickey, but this is our Mickey. This is the Disney brand Mickey.
Oh, that's a little interesting, but I mean, good for smart of them for sure. But like, that shit would be stuff.
Yeah, they got to keep like updating and shit like that. So, but yeah, Winnie the Pooh doing pretty good now that it came out to the public domain. I kind of want to see it, but to be honest, I'm not gonna pay money to watch this movie in theaters. I don't think that is worthy for that. Yeah. But I will watch it when it comes out.
I think the director confirmed a sequel already.
Yeah, they're doing a sequel. They're doing the Peter Pan one, and they're also doing, I think they were saying, an Alice in Wonderland one,
which is dope because
they want to do a whole slasher.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. It's very cool. Like scary as fuck, because the public domain is a scary thing, and it's funny that the first thing we see is like a slasher film. So like
of Piglet and Pooh
and the gang. So like very interesting stuff. I did hear it did well, and I have the small circle on Twitter that does like horror movies, and they told me they saw it and that they enjoyed it for what it was, and that they weren't going in expecting this whole grand thing because it was only $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's cool. Like I'm sure the horror fans and stuff like that, like you will be like, yeah, this is a classic. Like
yeah,
like because that's what that genre likes to do. Like it's interesting.
Okay, yeah, but congratulations to Blood and Honey over here. I will be watching it. We'll be watching it later. Yeah. And if they actually do wow me with this movie, even though reviews sound pretty bad, I'll go watch the other ones in theaters. I just got to make sure that it's gonna actually be quality. You know what I mean? I don't want to not gonna waste money for nothing not quality. But yeah, congrats. Moving on to Star Wars Lane. Jon Favreau out here fucking warming our hearts. Let's go ahead and hear the clip real quick.
Season 4, yeah, I've written it already. We have to know where we're going to tell a fully formed story. So we had mapped it out, Dave and I, and then slowly you just write each episode. So I was writing it during post-production, and that, because all of it has to feel like a continuation and one full story. And then he's doing Ahsoka, which I'm producing with him, but he's the writer showrunner on that. And so to understand what's happening on other shows, or even Skeleton Crew, all take place in the same Star Wars time period. So there's a lot more things that we have to to keep in mind, and stuff that we've built up to from previous seasons of The Mandalorian as well.
Warm in our hearts. I fucking love it. He's already mapping it out. They're giving him the keys to the kingdom. They're giving him and Filoni the keys to the kingdom. You know what's funny? Favreau got to be making fucking dollars, bro. He got to be making bank because my boy fucking made the first Iron Man movie, basically made the MCU, okay? And now he's over here saving Star Wars too. I'm telling you, man. Keys to the kingdom. Kathleen Kennedy is going to leave and somebody's going to take their place, and overseeing all these, knowing exactly where season 4 is going to go already, knowing what's happening, keeping in mind Skeleton Crew, already talking about all that, like, it just shows the eye that he and Filoni have.
Yeah, and like it's good that they're mapping it out and stuff. Good for him. He just got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Did you see that?
Oh yeah.
He just got his star. So good for him. He totally deserves it. And oh man, good stuff coming from Star Wars pretty soon. It's interesting that they did write season 4 already, which means they're getting a season 4 confirmed.
Yeah,
Good
very
shit.
good,
Very good.
very
shit.
good. Well, assuming that nothing happens to hurt season 3's viewership or anything like that, but it's good to know that they're on top of it, and we're gonna get something good.
Yeah.
But it's not good, and I'm gonna just make you more pissed off at Netflix.
Okay.
If you're already cool with them, you're gonna get mad. If you're already kind of with them, you're probably gonna be completely done.
It's just.
But they canceled an animated Gorillaz movie that, if for those that don't know, Gorillaz is a American and a UK band, I believe. Have a lot of hits. They wound up penning a deal with Netflix back in 2021 to make an animated film. But the lead singer himself came out on Twitter and basically confirmed that it got basically shut out. And he basically wrote, the new record came out because co-creator Jamie and I were often in Los Angeles. We were working on the Gorillaz feature film, which will never happen. He also says, yes, that is to say, and without naming names because the whole matter has not yet been settled, the streaming platform for which we were making the film has withdrawn. They started to panic because they were making too much content and decided to cut back on their movie offerings. And as has been classic Hollywood practice for decades, the guy we were working with has moved on to another company. Hollywood is quite territorial. If a new guy comes along, he must and will have a different opinion, even if he secretly agrees with his predecessor. He had a lot to say.
Netflix. I would have loved this movie. Hopefully they get it somewhere else. Hopefully they take it somewhere else. Like there's a lot of streaming services, and maybe Hulu will take it. There's a lot of good shit. Like I hope this happens and they talk to someone else and it gets made, because this sounds fucking dope. Fuck you, Netflix. Fuck you. For real.
Netflix making too much content?
It doesn't make any sense.
They're cutting a lot of content.
Exactly.
They've been cutting a lot of content. I'm tired of Netflix, bro. Boycott Netflix. Hashtag.
Hashtag boycott Netflix. Yeah, no. They've been cutting a lot of content. This is some bull. This is obviously crap. There's no way. They were probably told this so he could say about it because he had fans expecting this or whatever. But I'm sure behind closed doors they were like, we don't even got the money for this. So like, let's cut the fuck out of them. So like,
which is crazy. It was an animated film. Animation is like the cheapest thing to make when it comes to movie wise. You know what I mean? It's obviously still a little price tag on there, but it's not as hefty as a live action thing. So if it was animated, it could have been done. They just, I don't know why they
Netflix trifling.
Yeah, I don't know why they chopped this one off.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Maybe it depends on their animation style, because Gorillaz does go through different animations.
That's true. So if I were to see a Gorillaz movie, I would want to see it in the style that they've been doing as of recently.
Yeah, so like where they like kind of in live action almost, but not really. So like they go through a lot of stuff. So maybe they didn't want that style, and they were like, well, it's a lot of money to do this 3D animation type shit that we gotta cut it out or whatever. But like, even then, that sounds kind of stupid. Netflix has been cutting a lot of things. They cut hella animation projects before this, so I'm sure that they were looking at this for the chopping block, and then finally we're just like, we gotta cut you off.
That fucking sucks, bro.
I wish you would have name dropped him.
Yeah, no, but it was Netflix. We all know it was Netflix. It's not even because he even announced it on his Twitter when he pinned the deal in 2021.
Yeah.
So and he's trying to save grace right now because there's no settlement just yet. But I mean, bro, I'm kind of upset because it would have been cool to actually like see them interact and be kind of quirky on screen.
Exactly.
Like it'd be cool.
Yeah. So they kind of just. I hope they get picked up somewhere else. Hulu, HBO Max, like hopefully someone picks it up.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice. But till then, bump they music. That's Gorillaz with a Z.
They have an album coming out the 29th. Go check that out.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up. It's time. I'm hungry. I need to eat something. If there's anything on here that we didn't talk about that you guys want us to talk about here on this podcast, go ahead and let us know. My co-host will let you know right now. If there's any movies that you want us to review, anything that you want us to discuss, Josh, go ahead and let them know where they can let us know.
TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. We post updates on when new episodes drop. We drop them quite often. We got new. You can hit us up for news, movies, anything you want us to review. Like you just heard, we listen to a lot of music, so we could talk about albums if you want.
Like, follow.
Exactly. If you want to listen to our podcast on the go, Spotify and Apple Podcasts at FilmBros Podcast. That's also our handles for the social media. I can't remember if I said that or not.
Yeah, follow and like.
If you want to support us in a big way, Zippy Stream at FilmBros Podcast. All it takes is a name and email. You get our full catalog, episodes 0 through 60. I'm telling you, we are on the road to 100. So you want to listen from where we started to know that we sound this good now. So
rock with us.
Go check that out. If you want to subscribe to our YouTube, go ahead and do that at FilmBros Podcast. We'll start posting there very soon. Again, all our handles are at FilmBros Podcast. Just go and do all that.
Like, subscribe, notification bell, follow, like and follow and like. With that being said, we'll talk to you guys on the next one.
Talk to you guys later.